new update that brings the rest of the Geo Archon storyline. I know that last time we left off, we were in Liyue after having just completed the preparations for Rex Lapis' death, but I wasn't able to finish it all, as there was a, I guess a content block, per se. I did find out after the stream. Thankfully, I didn't break my game. It was just that was as far as the storyline went at the time. I've done a couple short Twitch streams, but I didn't want to do them for too long because I guess in reality I really wanted to have some of my own off-camera time with the Genshin Impact. So I did do a whole lot of just by myself off-camera grinding. I also did unfortunately start the Jade, the Floating Palace quest, which is the storyline one. But it started because I was trying to get a Geoculus up there on Mount Tiang, and there's a hidden cave inside the mountain that actually, unfortunately, gets you close enough to the waypoint to auto-jump you to the top of the mountain, which is a little annoying. And then, when looking around for other Geoculus, I ended up finding the second point that I was supposed to reach in the quest, entirely on coincidence, and then doing that. And then now I have to go to the Guizhong Ballista. Now, I personally already know how to get up to the Jade Palace because I am very observant. I'll show you before we continue on the quest line, if you just want to skip all of the quest line, if that's even possible. You come all the way up here to the place where Rex Lapis, the dragon, died. Sorry, I'm doing other stuff at the moment. So I'm playing one-handed, so I'm not sprinting. Ah! Discord is fighting with me at the moment. I'll have to put the controller down. I hope that's the right link. There you go. I hope that worked. Sorry. Back to it. So to get to the Jade Palace, from what I saw, you come all the way up here to the area where the ceremony went when you first got into the UA. And then there's some glaze lilies. I actually should collect those because I need them for this thing here, on the far right side of my menu here. You got new gadgets that you can actually interact with in the current update. Mostly, so far, it's just, at least what I've unlocked, stuff to find the Animoculi and the Geoculi. I've already got all of the Animoculi, and I'm only missing 15 Geoculi, which, honestly, is awesome. It just means I need to get 15 of those things, but I don't have the materials at the moment to get 15 of them. So I'm kind of just saving up materials to get the 15 I need. So the way you get up to the Jade Palace, which ironically has already been spoiled for me as well, that big ass thing up there, you get up here by talking to this dude. I actually was climbing up the back of this cliff and saw this neat little platform. I was like, oh, interesting. I wonder what this is for. And I talked to the dude and he asked if I wanted to go to the Jade Palace. I was like, no, because that seems like something that's connected to the storyline quest, so I'll wait till stream to even touch anything on that. So we're gonna go up to the Guizhong ruins. I have seen the new characters and some other stuff. I've already filtered through a lot of my archive stuff to get rid of all the new icons and shit. Because that took about 3 or 4 hours, and I didn't want to do that on stream. Because I knew I would get over OCD about it, and ended up doing it anyway. Alright, so Paimon said something about, yeah, going to the ballista. Oh, there's supposed to be 2 new gliders, and a new renown system for the villages, which is interesting because you can then level up your renown and gain new rewards that encompass stuff like the animoculi detectors.
Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Exactly. What are you talking? We're invited guests. No. Wait. Maybe she pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but no.
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless? What nonsense! Seize these suspicious...
Well, here they come.
Should have expected as much. Paimon always gets us in trouble. Well, come on. Someone attack.
Eyes on me.
I need to ascend her one more time, so because I can get the characters now to level 70. I have the Traveler at level 70 currently.
2 arms! Take the target alive!
No, it looked like someone was going to attack me. In the end, they did. The inner recharge on her special is incredibly fast. Hopefully he dies from fall damage. No? This'll kill you.
Who goes there?
I probably need to turn the audio stuff down a little bit.
Take the target, bastard!
That boy respawned. Neat. Learn to fly.
Stop! What's all this about?
Oh, hello, Kaching.
Lady Kuching, these 2 strange people suddenly appeared. They seem to have designs on the Guizhong Palace.
Who are you calling strange?
You want to go to the Jade Chamber? Who are you?
I am the Traveler.
We're invited guests, here to look for the Lira Chisi.
She's contemplating that pretty hard.
Well, as it happens, I am...
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the mountain.
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere either.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair. And yet, it was fixed in a single night. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon never would have thought.
Thinking is not that hard, Paimon.
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery, even to the Qixing.
That was...
Shh, Paimon, don't complicate the matter.
Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have any idea why Lady Tianchen invited us to go to the...
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you?
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they even wonder if there might be a cover-up. I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adept.
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time were quite restrained.
Restrained, huh?
Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would call for a council of Adepti rather than come down here direct... How surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt we can do that here. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
Another super bold statement.
I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. But you're a good listener, Traveler. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor. Each brings rich gifts as they visit, all to curry a little favor with Ningguang.
Favor?
Paimon, that's not the point.
But, wait, that's right. Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one. Not to curry favor or anything, just to...
So eager.
Alright. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me tell you how to get to... You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Find a guide at the Yuehai Pavilion, and... well then. May we meet again, Traveler.
Yeah, I already know the path.
You all may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person.
I agree with some of her views,
So,
though.
what should we give to Ningguang when we see her?
Paimon has shifted views, but it's all because she might get food.
Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night. Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a soup. Why don't we go with that for a gift?
So do you have a recipe then, Paimon?
Nope. But let's go gather ingredients. Time waits for no one, and neither will our...
Once again, Paimon is only thinking of herself. Also, since when could Paimon cook? As far as I know, she was the emergency food herself. I hope to have the last Stone of Remembrance for the Geoculus Archon, or the Geo statue quest for the pillars by tomorrow, I think. The bounties and stuff, I'll show you about that stuff when we get back to
Look at
Liyue.
that slime. It looks crystal clear and very delicious. That's the one.
Oh, okay, I don't actually have to pick up any items. It just immediately goes right into my inventory. Awesome. That's good news, I don't have to pick anything up.
footprints in the air. Huh? Did you hear that? It seemed like it came from those ruins over there. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone inside.
It's like the only starting move that I enjoy. I heard the I heard the crossbows charging up, so I immediately went into defense. It's just like playing Monster Hunter all over again. I'm gonna die of fall damage. Ah, you went in the water. Alright, let's turn down the audio a little bit, because I can hear myself. Actually, that just might be my headset. Yeah, it's probably my headset, honestly. I got the extra sweet flower Paimon wanted. I got hit by the door. Ow. Magnu Dao.
Thank you for your
down.
help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. When they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Aw, it was nothing.
I understand. Don't worry. I will compensate you both. Don't say that. I only escaped this. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these mountains in search of antiques. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Before I knew it, they'd caught and imprisoned me. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it. Well, as long as you want what I have to offer, of course.
The good was good enough for me.
Wait a moment. Actually,
Oh? And what
do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping. Now just give me a moment, and I'll let the boss know. You can go see her whenever you require that box.
Great.
I have a bad feeling about Paimon's plan once again. Every time she has a plan, things must go awry or it's not one of her plans. That's like her trope so far, is she has what you'd think is an okay plan, but in the end is just gonna get you in trouble. I got so much junk on my desk. I want to start streaming a lot again. Now, I have a whole bunch more games to stream again, and then I have a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to stream before, but I can't now because the hard drive of my system broke, and so I don't have it on my console anymore because it was all downloaded games. So I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to start streaming again. I just recently got Watch Dogs Legion, and I was debating on streaming it, but I think that's a game that'll be really hard for me to stream. At least for my particular like narration style and shit, I don't think I can fully like fit myself into the game. This Genshin Impact itself is pretty hard for me to do. I kind of like have to work my way around it and try my best to fit in. Well, this is the chick you give the geo sigils to. All right, before we progress, I want to show off the new renown system for the cities. I'm sure a lot of you that play Genshin Impact are at least as far in the storyline as I am, and as the same level as I am, have probably already figured this out. But for all the like the newbies and stuff like that, I want to show this off because I thought it was pretty fucking neat, and it gives you more shit to do. And if you haven't found it yet, then this is the perfect opportunity for now. So there's one of these. You see this little thing on the minimap, this thing down here. There's one in Mondstadt and one in Liyue. It is kind of like a questing system. We have bounties, requests, world exploration, and quests. Now I want to claim this. now my reputation level's gone up to level 3. I can get specialized rewards, like, what is this one going to give me? It's going to give me detailed step-by-step instructions for condensed resin. Using resin in this condensed form to activate certain ley lines, blossoms, and... Okay, so this is the better, origin resin. It gives you more rewards on ley lines. I actually have one of that item stored up currently. So we just got that blueprint, so we go into our inventory, go all the way to this page, which is the stuff like this, and then you use the blueprint. Now this is the condensed resin you get from that blueprint. I got one from a quest at some point. I haven't used it yet because I forgot. Actually, I've completed a couple bosses, and I wish I'd known because I defeated the weak boss before remembering I had the wolf, and so I didn't use it, which kind of sucks now that I think about it. But in the end, it'll be fine because I can live without it. So the way that works is there's several tiers, and the 7th tier will give you the oculi compass, which will show you on the minimap, or like a little compass that'll point you towards Geoculi and an Anemo oculi. Now, because I have all the Anemo ones, I don't really care about it, but the Geo one is going to come in handy because the resonance stones for the Geo actually require a fair amount of materials to make, so they're really hard to get enough of to get all the stuff. While with the compasses, you only make one of, and I do believe it'll work entirely instead of having to make multiple. Because right now I can make 3 more Geoculus Resonance Stone, and they cost me 15 Glaze Lilies, which are pain in the ass to find, 15 Coral Lapis, which are easier to find than the Glaze Lilies, and then 3 Crystal Ore, which is fine, I guess, but it's still a waste in my opinion. So I can turn my own origin resin and then some of these Anemo... Where's the item details? There it is. We can get, these crystal cores, which you get them from the Anemo butterflies, I think. I've also discovered the 2 new items you can collect, which are a Louch Pearl, which you get off of lizards in the Wangshu Inn area that kind of look like axolotls, is what the lizards look like in my opinion. And then the bamboo shoots you get in Quink's village, I do believe it is, because that's like the only place where you can find the bamboo. Yes, Quink's village. Along the road that leads into the town, and while you're in the town, there's a lot of bamboo and bamboo shoots you can get.
There. A guy called Mung Dan told us that we could get a nice and shiny box from your store.
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung.
Oh,
If
these
anything
hair
were to
clips on
happen
the
to him,
right
it would be
should be
impossible
what
for
we're
us to
taking
continue
and
doing
not the
business.
fucking snack Paimon. They look like
Here,
Ningguangs,
this
actually.
container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history. It's already been cleaned. Will it do?
Yep. Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other...
Sure. Please help yourselves. As long as it's on our...
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should... It's done!
Oh, yes. You might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decoration.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful!
It looks okay. Sugar frost. There's something... When, Zhongling brought up the whole idea of cooking slimes, I mean, I'm kind of on the offense of the idea, but it doesn't sound like a bad idea, because, one of my favorite games, Terraria, there's a pink slime you can kill it, and they drop pink gel, and what the flavor text for it is, it's chewy, pink, and sweet, which is very amusing. And if it's the same kind of concept in this, where it looks nasty, but it's really good, it's something I'd be interested in trying.
Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the Jade Chamber to see Ningguang.
I also want to, look at something. I did a little bit of this, which is the current event going on. It had storyline type quests, and I already completed the first and second. The third one will not unlock for 4 days. I intend to do that one on stream. I'll do all of this meteoric wave quests and the Stars of the Deceitful shit on the Twitch streams or off camera by myself, so I can enjoy the game a little bit more again. I'll show that off a little bit later as well. But I don't want to burden the YouTube streams with all of the grinding, because then I'd have like a 400 or 500 episode series on just grinding. Because I can only do grinding as of recently for about an hour or two at a time. It's not like because I'm getting sick of the games or anything. I go through these phases. I've just gone back into my grinding phase, or I'm falling out of the grinding phase, so I'm not playing as many grindy games anymore. So games like Ghost of Tsushima will probably fall back into streams, because that's less grind. Well, it is quite a bit of grind, but it's not quite as grindy as, say, like Genshin Impact or Final Fantasy or, I don't know, Watch Dogs Legions, for God's sake. And who knows, maybe at some point I'll get into a whole mess of new stuff. I intend to get an Ogmi here pretty quickly to do more YouTube streams, get back to the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and finish that off. Boo Yoon, show us the way to the Jade.
This is what we should say.
What's up? Ba-da-da-da-da. Alright, Paimon, what should we say?
Do you saw the moon?
Yes. How many?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that Lady Ningguang has arranged to meet with today?
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng.
He's so confused, I would be too. But wait, they're using the secret password! How do they know? Oh, Paimon is fucking stupid, that's why. She needs to be the emergency food that I eat, not the one that fucking talks. I wanted to get up here for so long, I actually tried to figure out a way to not do it storyline-wise, but I gave up halfway through because I realized that not even the highest mountain is as high as the Jade
I've been waiting
Palace.
for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
Ooh! Your voice actor.
It's Ning. Since this is our first meet.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guests.
It's my first time coming to a place this high
palace
up.
floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain.
Yeah, I figured
From this
that.
vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations.
This Tishuan does not lack for ambition.
Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I
Sorry.
have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you. As such,
Hey, Gina.
I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait. Was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? No. Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours.
Yeah. Paimon's scared. In the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, that's pretty expectable.
At the Guizhang Ballista, yeah?
You and people.
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstanding.
kind of want to look over the ledge here. So there's a Geoculus on that boat over there. If you guys can't find one or are missing one, the only way to get down that boat is to fly to it. I managed to swim and climb my happy ass up the side of it, but it's easier to fly to it, and you can't get to the Geoculus if you try to climb.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War.
Yes. Yeah, only in the broadest of strokes. The Archons, or the Adept. Yeah, the Archon War was no. Hold on. I don't remember. I think I have a book in my archive that talks about... Hello. The cat in the box is back. I believe there's a book in my archive that talks about the Archon War, and I skimmed through it just slightly because it intrigued me a little.
Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and many lives were lost. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tibet.
That's why there's only 7
Archons. They built cities and
Archons.
nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war.
It's interesting that she's looking to the right, because the right is nothing but ocean. The stone forest should be on the left and behind them,
Beneath the
not
spears
to the right.
lie those cast down by Rex
Gwayun
Lapis in
Karst.
those days.
Or not Gwayun
Gods
Karst.
that failed to seize the title of Archon.
I thought she was talking about the place of the tree where we met the first Adepti.
Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but the Order of the 7 will not collapse simply because of that. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from before. Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions? That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there, you no doubt saw. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand.
You talking about the Fatui?
Hiding the Exuvio was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
It's him, isn't it?
What are you two...
Well answered.
Huh?
The scenery out here is
Tartaglia.
fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within are complete. So please, this
They're
way.
obviously talking about Child, or Chilled, also known as Tartaglia, who I've also played the reveal thing for him. He's a pretty fucking neat character so far. I quite enjoy him. I kind of want him. Now, considering I have no 5-star heroes, I hope to get either him or... I think I want Kaching. Those are my 2 favorite options. And maybe Diluc. He's pretty good. I mostly want him for his forgery skill, though, so that I don't use as many materials when crafting weapons. That'd be fucking awesome.
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
This gives me reminders of the Wangshu Inn area. It looks a lot bigger from the outside, ironically enough.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Oh, I see books and scrolls on the table that I can collect. Yay.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play,
Come over to play.
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. one's after a piece of paper.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets.
Interesting.
But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really, and I think you're quite aware of that. If possible, I'd like to have your trust.
Something about Ningguang and the way she speaks is, like, very seductive. Talking to chat.
But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching...
Interesting. I can side with Ningguang, or I can side with Kaching. I have a feeling that this will have major change roles in the future of the game. Right now, I bet it doesn't do too much. However, personally, I want to go with Kaching and her skepticism of the gods. I'm sure a lot of people would just suck up to Ningguang just because they're there, but I don't think that would be what she wants at the same time. I might be thinking it, honestly, but... Because I think I remember reading in Kaching's bio that Rex Lapis was very fond of people who were skeptical to the gods and stuff like that. Which is an interesting concept to think that Rex Lapis personally liked his followers who were skeptic of him and his ways. So I'll go with Kaching, I guess.
You'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power.
I surmise that the Fatui has had a hand in
Indeed.
this.
It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the Exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt.
You're talking about the Giaku, or the Gnosis. That's what it was.
With Rex Lapis's
I wanted to
death,
call it the
Fatui
Giaculi,
have
but that wasn't
busied
right.
themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them.
So, I also want to point out that something about Ningguang doesn't seem right. I don't, because we all know Venti, our beloved bard, was actually the Animo Archon. Something about Ningguang gives me the sense that she isn't just the Qixing, that she's also the Geo Archon. And I'm pretty sure that's not right, honestly, but I get the same feeling from her that I got from Venti.
Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for their rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I...
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets
Oh my
a
god,
little something
Paimon!
in return.
Thank you,
So,
Traveler. Seriously, Paimon, seriously!
It's all right. I like direct people. Well,
Fucking
we have
Paimon.
made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You
Oh,
can pick any one object here as you please.
Yay! Paimon was... One of the sheets on Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail.
I actually was hoping I'd get a choice between a whole bunch of shit, and I was hoping like Ningguang would be on there, and if I chose her, I'd get her as a playable character. The back of my mind, I was like, I'm hoping that's it, because the dating game in me, because I don't play much for dating games, but I played the SAO games which have at the end of the relationship bond growing with the characters. You can go take them out on a date sometimes. The person inside me who's like a romantic's like, that would be the perfect line to woo the head of the cheese thing and get all the power while also at the same time getting the best character in the game.
Just imagine how much more a whole untorn sheet would sell for. Let's grab one, the biggest one.
The biggest one. I don't know about the biggest one, but we'll take it. Wait, this is the...
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. La 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 la. Let's see what's written on it.
I want the devs for this game to release like a whole designated alphabet for this game, because I've noticed that apart what's on this wall, which is very obvious, I'm pretty sure it's mostly Chinese. A lot of the characters or a lot of the alphabet in this game is actually very interesting. It's something I'd like to be able to just straight up learn to read on my own. And then to have, because in the star thingy, as you saw under some of the stuff, there were, writing in a different language, what I was assuming was supposed to be this world's language, which didn't look like they're supposed to have any, form or figure or character at all. But I'd like them to actually have a designated world Tevat alphabet, which would be fucking cool, and for you to be not just as a player, but as the character to learn, so you could read. I just think it would be an interesting turn of events and a good merchandise opportunity for them to just release a whole fucking their own travel guide and how to learn the Tevatian alphabet.
Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever it is, it better make us filthy rich. Let's see what's written over here. Sigil of permission, something. Aw, this doesn't sound like treasure at all.
You don't think, Paimon? You moron.
This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces of classified Fatui research on the Sigil of Permission. Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue, spreading rumors, wanting to get their hands on the Archon's body and whatnot.
That's why she let us look at the wall. She's devious.